From translation, Net New English Translation. This 61st day of the year. Today we are reading passages Deuteronomy 8 to 10. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verses 1 to 20. All the commandments I am commanding you today you must be careful to do, so that you may live and increase, and enter and possess the land that the Lord promised to your ancestors. Remember the whole way that the Lord your God has led you these 40 years in the desert, so that he might humble you, testing you to know what was in your heart, whether or not you would keep his commandments. He humbled you, causing you to be hungry, and then fed you with manna, which neither you nor your ancestors had known, in order to teach you that man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of the Lord. Your clothing did not wear out, nor did your foot swell these 40 years. Know then in your heart that as a man disciplines his son, so the Lord your God disciplines you. Therefore keep the commandments of the Lord your God, by walking in his ways and by fearing him. For the Lord your God is bringing you into a good land, a land with flowing streams, with springs and underground waters welling up in valleys and hills, a land of wheat and barley, of grapevines, fig trees and pomegranates, a land of olive oil and honey, a land where you may eat food without scarcity, where you will lack nothing, a land whose stones are iron and whose hills you can dig for copper. When you have eaten your fill, you must bless the Lord your God for the good land he has given you. Be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God by failing to keep his commandments, his rules, and his statutes that I am commanding you today. Otherwise, when you eat your fill, and build fine houses and settle in them, and when your herds and flocks grow large, and your silver and gold multiply, and all that you have multiplies, then your heart will become arrogant, and you will forget the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the place of slavery. He led you through the great and dangerous desert, with its poisonous snakes and scorpions, and its thirsty water where there was no water. He brought water for you out of solid rock. He fed you in the desert with manna, which your ancestors had not known, in order to humble you and test you, and eventually to do good for you. You may say to yourself, my power and the strength of my hands have produced this wealth for me. But you must remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the power to gain wealth, in order to fulfill his covenant that he confirmed to your ancestors, as it is today. If ever you forget the Lord your God and follow other gods and worship and bow down to them, I testify against you today that you will certainly perish. Like the nations that the Lord is destroying before you, so you will perish if you do not obey the Lord your God. Deuteronomy chapter 9, verses 1 to 29. Listen, Israel, you are now about to cross the Jordan to go and dispossess nations greater and stronger than you, with large cities that have walls up to the sky. The people are strong and tall, the Anakites, whom you know, and of whom you have heard it said, who can stand before the descendants of Anak? Understand today that the Lord your God who is going before you is a devouring fire. He will destroy them and subdue them before you, so you will drive them out and quickly destroy them, just as the Lord has told you. Do not think in your hearts, after the Lord your God has driven them out before you, saying, the Lord has enabled us to possess this land because of our righteousness. No, it is on account of the wickedness of these nations that the Lord is going to drive them out before you. It is not because of your righteousness or the uprightness of your heart that you are going in to possess their land. The Lord your God is driving them out before you in order to fulfill the promise he made on oath to your ancestors, the Lord your God. Understand then that it is not because of your righteousness that the Lord your God is giving you this good land to possess, for you are a stubborn people. Remember, do not forget how you provoked the Lord your God to anger in the wilderness. From the day you left the land of Egypt until you arrived at this place, you have been rebellious against the Lord. In Horeb you provoked the Lord to anger, and the Lord was angry enough with you to destroy you. When I went up the mountain to receive the tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant that the Lord made with you, I stayed on the mountain 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water. The Lord gave me the 2 tablets of stone written by the finger of God, and on them were all the words that the Lord had spoken to you on the mountain from the midst of the fire on the day of the assembly. At the end of the 40 days and 40 nights, the Lord gave me the 2 tablets of stone, the tablets of the covenant. Then the Lord said to me, get up, go down quickly from here, for your people whom you brought from the land of Egypt have acted corruptly. They have quickly turned aside from the way I commanded them. They have made for themselves a cast metal image. The Lord also said to me, I have seen this people, and they are a stiff-necked people indeed. So now, leave me alone so that my anger may burn against them and destroy them. Then I will make you into a great nation. So I turned and came down from the mountain, while the mountain was burning with fire. The 2 tablets of the covenant were in my 2 hands. Then I looked, and there you were, a sinful people, having quickly gone astray from the way I commanded you. You had made for yourselves a cast metal calf. I took hold of the 2 tablets and threw them from my hands, breaking them before your eyes. Then I prostrated myself before the Lord as before, for 40 days and 40 nights. I ate no bread and drank no water, because of all the sin you had committed, doing what was evil in the Lord's sight by provoking him to anger. I was afraid of the anger and hot displeasure that the Lord held against you, enough to destroy you. But the Lord listened to me also that time. The Lord was also angry enough with Aaron to destroy him, but I prayed for Aaron at that time. Then I took the sinful calf you had made, burned it with fire, crushed it to powder, and threw its powder into the stream that came down from the mountain. And at Taberah and at Massah and at Kibroth-Hattaavah you provoked the Lord to anger. And when the Lord sent you from Kadesh-Barnea, saying, Go up and possess the land I have given you, then you rebelled against the command of the Lord your God. You did not trust him or obey him. You have been rebellious against the Lord from the day I knew you. So I lay prostrate before the Lord for these 40 days and 40 nights, because the Lord had said he would destroy you. I prayed to the Lord and said, Lord, do not destroy your people and your inheritance that you have redeemed by your great power, and that you have brought out from Egypt with a mighty hand. Remember your servants Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Do not look at the stubbornness of this people or their wickedness or their sin, otherwise the land from which you brought us might say, because the Lord was not able to bring them to the land he had promised them, and because he hated them, he has brought them out to kill them in the wilderness. But they are your people and your inheritance, whom you brought out by your great power and by your outstretched arm. Deuteronomy chapter 10, verses 1 to 22. At that time the Lord said to me, Carve out 2 more stone tablets for yourself like the first ones. Then come up to me on the mountain and make an ark of wood. I will write on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets which you broke, then you are to put them in the ark. So I made an ark of acacia wood, and carved 2 stone tablets like the first ones. Then I went up the mountain, with the 2 tablets in my hand. The Lord wrote on the tablets the same words as before, the 10 commandments that he had spoken to you on the mountain, from the midst of the fire on the day of the assembly. The Lord gave them to me. Then I came down from the mountain, and put the tablets in the ark I had made, as the Lord commanded me, and they are there still. The Israelites traveled from Beeroth-Benejarkan to Mosra. There Aaron died, and he was buried there. His son Eleazar became priest in his place. From there they traveled to Gudgodah, and from Gudgodah to Jotbatha, a land with flowing streams of water. At that time the Lord set apart the tribe of Levi to carry the ark of the covenant of the Lord, to stand before the Lord to serve him, and to bless in his name, as is still the case today. That is why the tribe of Levi has no allotment or inheritance with their brothers. The Lord is their inheritance, as he promised them. So I stayed on the mountain just as the first time, 40 days and 40 nights. The Lord listened to me that time as well and did not destroy you. Then the Lord said to me, Get up, go on your way before the people, so that they may enter and possess the land I promised to give to their ancestors. And now, Israel, what does the Lord your God ask of you? To fear the Lord your God, to walk in all his ways, to love him, to serve the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul, and to keep the commandments and statutes of the Lord, which I am commanding you today for your own good. To the Lord your God belong the heavens, even the highest heavens, and the earth and everything in it. Yet the Lord set his affection on your ancestors and chose you, their descendants, above all the nations, as it is today. Circumcise your hearts, therefore, and do not be stiff-necked any longer. For the Lord your God is God of gods and Lord of lords, the great, mighty, and awesome God, who is not partial and takes no bribe. He executes justice for the orphan and the widow, and shows his love for the foreigner by giving him food and clothing. So you must love the foreigner, since you were foreigners in the land of Egypt. You must fear the Lord your God, serve him and swear by his name. You must praise him, for he is your God, who has done for you these great and awesome things that you have seen. Your ancestors went down to Egypt with 70 people, but now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars in the sky.